Ice Cube. We already know he has a star on the Hollywood Walk of Fame.
Yep.
But he is getting the honor of getting his hand and footprints put at the Man's Chinese Theater out front.
Congrats to him.
I think that's
When's
pretty
the last
dope.
time? When's the last time somebody got that? I feel like it's been a
minute since I've heard stories about people
long
doing that.
time.
So
Yeah.
is he the only rapper? Is there other rappers? I
Not
don't
that
even
I'm
know.
aware of.
But kudos to Ice
But I mean,
Cube.
rapper / actor, because he
True,
has
true that.
he has his film
Yeah.
catalog.
Do that.
But
Yeah, and we know the next Friday, or Friday after next, whatever they're going to call it.
last Friday, coming out soon.
And then when they are successful to have the last Friday.
last
Because when you say
Friday?
it twice, it's real.
For real.
I'm hungry. For real.
For real.
Yeah. So you mean it when it says so. So even though this is the last Friday, it ain't the last Friday.
Really. Yeah.
When it's the last Friday, then we know.
Then we know it's
that's the end of the franchise.
right.
I might have just gave him a little
Like forever, ever.
right.
Yeah.
Forever.
Yeah. Got to double up.
So, but no, I think that's dope.
Oh, you black.
I think that's dope.
Like
I think it's dope that the Ice Cube gets. I mean, he's getting between everything he does in music, and then obviously film and TV, everything else. But the Big Three League,
right?
You know what I'm saying?
Sports, yeah.
I do think it sucks. I read that the NBA is considering, or they're in the midst of forming their own 3-on-3 league, and I think that's messed up because they should have embraced the Big Three because a lot of NBA players go there anyways.
Right.
They should have embraced it. They should have figured out a way to coexist, even some sort of financial merger, some type of thing.
But they're not interested in coexisting.
So
they've never been interested in coexisting.
I think
if they were interested in coexisting, and I'm saying they, in general, all sports leagues, we would still have a Negro League.
Right.
I don't know if we would call it the Negro League, but
right. Well, I mean, I think that having the 3-on-3 league with an NBA umbrella would have been dope. But I think them, still run and chaired by Ice Cube, But I think them creating their own to try to directly compete because the Big
not
Three,
even compete. They're trying to eliminate them.
The Big Three was not competing with the NBA. The Big Three was people who either were out the league, be it retired, be it couldn't get a contract, or what have you, right?
Yeah.
People that just still wanted to hoop, and it's been fantastic. I love watching it. I love watching it. It gets real competitive, real physical. It's dope. Dwight Howard announced he's joining this coming up season. I'm excited to see that.
Nice.
But having the NBA start one, I feel like in my eyes, I mean, I could be 100% wrong, but I feel like a lot of the players have already seen the Big Three as a way to keep hooping after you retire, or even if you can't, if you're a player that just is in that unfortunate situation where you just can't find a team because there's so much talent out there.
Right.
It's a place to go to still play, to still hoop, to still get paid, to still do whatever, right? And I hope that I think they're in their 8th or 9th year now. I hope that even if the NBA starts one, that those players still go, yeah, but the Big Three is the one.
I mean, it's all going to come down to compensation, just like with anything else.
If people are going to go to the NBA one, it is what it is. But I hope that in the realisticness of it, people can look at it like, nah, but I could do this, but the Big Three, I got to try to do that first. Like, that's the big league.
I mean, it would have to be for the culture. That's the only way it happens. But I mean, I look at it as the same equivalent as young talent going to a school such as, let's say, in Colorado versus going to a HBCU for their athletic scholarship. Like, they're gonna go where the money is. It's just plain and simple. That's the way. The way it works, unfortunately.
Yeah.
And I mean, there was a missed opportunity, like from the corporate standpoint of it. Like, the NBA doesn't want any competition. There really is no competition. Like, they have a monopoly.
Right.
NBA, NFL, MLB. Like, they have a monopoly on all major league sports.
Right.
So for them to feel threatened by the Big Three, one, I feel is preposterous. Two, they could have used it as an opportunity to make the Big Three the bookends to the NBA.
Exactly.
People that are coming straight out of high school who either aren't quite ready for the NBA.
Well, that's the G League. I mean, I think the G League, and they have they have a couple of leagues for those kind of startups. The Big Three was more for either established hoopers or retired. You know. But the thing is there was no direct competition to the NBA. There was no threat.
Right.
Because it wasn't like they were going, hey, we're going to pull your players off your league to play here. No, because of course the NBA, you get paid way more in the NBA than you do in the big, you know what I mean?
Right.
So it was never a competition. It was an extension. It was a like,
should have
hey,
been.
you might be 40 years old or 38 years old. You're retiring from your 16-year NBA career, 18-year NBA career, right? But you still have some hoop in you. Maybe you can't run 48 minutes a game or even 30 minutes a game up and down a full court. Here's a half court league. It's 3-on-3. It's more physical because it's half court.
Right.
But you ain't running up and down. You don't need as much stamina.
It's like an official street ball event.
And you can still exercise and show your skill. And those people are hooping. I mean, like, when you watch some of those guys get in there, man, they're hooping. They're playing. I mean, you almost feel like, dude, these dudes could play full court.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because of the way they play. So I don't see why the NBA always took it as a threat. I don't see why they didn't want to sit down and have a discussion with Cube. I feel like
I could think of a couple reasons, but
right, of course, it's the obvious, right? But I think
at least to some,
I think it's definitely a missed opportunity. I think to have those two coexist is just beneficial to both parties.
I agree, and it
both
also
parties. And if they wanted to make it some sort of an extension and create some sort of a merger, like, hey, maybe the NBA is the NBA and Big Three becomes a subsidiary. Ice Cube runs it. Blah 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 blah. I'm sure Ice Cube would have been open to any sort of a venture because he's an NBA fan. Even though he's gotten hated on by the NBA, he's still an NBA fan. He's a Laker fan. He's like, so, it is what it is. But I'm still gonna watch the Big Three. Even if the NBA decides to start their own thing, I'm gonna watch the Big Three. I like the Big Three.
Gotta support.
So, but with all that said, congrats to Cube on the handprints. That's definitely always an honor, a big thing in Hollywood.
Yeah. Bro's finally getting some sort of flowers involved,
So, he dropped his new album.
He did.
Announced the new Friday. Now he's got his handprints in there.
Can you reach that?